we're back. Welcome to another episode of Sports Talk in the third day in our brand new studio. Loving it. Blaze here joining me again. Blaze, we had a pretty exciting night of baseball. Some sweeps we're going to talk about. A team maybe an unexpected win as they're heading to the next round. We'll talk about the Cook Hornets in a little bit. But I have to start with the game that I was at. The rematch of the state championship game, Lanier County versus Wilcox County. This one was a little bit interesting. It started off, Wilcox jumps on top with a 2-run homer by Deacon Harper. And Lanier had struggled to get runs across. They were leaving guys on base, but ultimately they would get the sweep, 4-2 and then 4-2 again. I have to start directly with the pitching performances of Grant Gano and Alex Contreras. You mentioned Gano and his numbers throughout the postseason, and you actually said yesterday you expected another big-time performance from him.
I did. I really did, and it's hard. I thought maybe Wilcox could get a game in there, but when you just have two guys like that, I thought, Gano, he's got game one. Contreras just came out. He's that dude too. So it's like the Patriots didn't really have a lot going for them because of those two dudes on the mound.
Yeah, when you look at just how this Lanier County team is built, it starts with 1-5, and that's Grant Gano. Strikeout after strikeout. Now, he gave up that 2-run homer to Harper in the first or in the first inning or early in that game. From then, he settled on 13 strikeouts in this game, and you saw the command. His velocity actually increased. He was sitting at about high 80s early in the game, first two innings, and then by the third, fourth, and fifth inning, he was touching 92, 93. So he kind of worked his way into that game, and he did what he always does. He dominates. The curveball was finding the zone. He was throwing strikes with his off-speed pitches, and he really was in command. And even late, when things got a little bit maybe tight, some guys got on base, he was able to battle through it and finish the game. I want to ask you, though, about Wilcox County, because a lot of people that were out there talk a lot about this team last year in 2025 was a little bit more talented than this 26 team, but they were still able to make a run. They had a new head coach in there. They lost some of their arms. Could we see a team, maybe if they can find another arm, a pitcher like they had in 2025, that could come back next year and maybe make another run at it?
I think so. I mean, obviously, they're already going to win the region. I mean, this is like a million years running.
Conclusion.
Yeah, they're going to win the region. And I really like what Coach Nate Morehouse is doing over there. He's young, he's energetic, he's ready, and these guys really respect him. And I think you get one more arm, you're right back in this next year.
Yeah, you talk about the 6 straight region championships. That's really hard to do. I don't care what region you're in. To have that continuous turnover at a high school baseball team, it's hard to continue to repeat. But, I mean, the kings of repeating is Lanier County. And now when we look at them, they're perfectly set up for a chance at a three-peat. And I haven't seen one of them since I've been here in any sport for a South Georgia team. We've seen Bowden in football do it. Lanier County has that opportunity now. If you're the coach, if you're Coach White, and you're trying to get your guys up for this upcoming semifinal matchup against a team like Baconton we're going to talk about in a minute, what are you telling them?
I don't think you need to get them up. I think they're here. They've done this before. This is just another year. This is just what the Bulldogs keep doing. I talked to Drake Wolford at the beginning of the season, and I was like, you guys are back-to-back state champs. Like, you think you could do it again? And he goes, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to win back-to-back-to-back. And I was like, all right, man, yeah. So I think this is just kind of not expected, but they know they deserve it. They know they should be where they are. And as long as they just keep doing what they're doing, Gano keeps dealing, I think they won. Yeah.
They're a very confident group, but it's confidence that's warranted when you think back to 2 years ago when they won that first one, whether it was the grand slam by Grant Gano against Bowden to get to the finals against Charlton, and the way Charlton was so stacked that year and they were still able to get the job done. They were all freshmen and sophomore at that time. And so they've had that experience. And then last year against Wilcox County, and then now you see them, it's never too big of a moment for them. And I think that's the biggest thing, is when you have a team that has that much championship medal, you have to like them as the favorite.
Right.
I'm really, really excited to see if they can get it done. It would be really special for a team here in South Georgia, specifically the community of Lakeland, who always shows up to these guys' games. They're some of the most supportive fans. They're always on my Facebook. They took a picture of me yesterday at the game, and I happened to be wearing red. We'll get into that story maybe one day. But listen, I do want to give Wilcox a lot of credit. This is a team that battled to the end. That Deacon McDuffie threw a heck of a game in Game 2. Owen Carmichael in Game 1, and Bo Bloodsworth was really big with his bat. They just didn't have enough. They just couldn't get runs across when they needed them, and I have no doubt that they'll be back next year. But it was truly a great environment to be a part of, and I hate bashing the umpires. There was a lot of bad calls.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. It went both ways. but there were some tough calls that I think kind of took away from the
could have been the difference maker.
And so how about this? Let's. I know we're going to talk about the other teams. Do you think Lanier County repeats? Let's ask.
I think whoever wins, well, it's Baconton Lanier up next. I think genuinely whoever wins that game is going to be the state champion. And I do think it's going to be Lanier. But if you catch the Blazers on just a great day, it could be them. You know, I'm excited to see what they're going to bring to the table.
Yeah, their team is nothing to be messed with as well. A lot of people say ECI coming out of the other side. They have to play Charlton. Will be a force to be reckoned with if they make it. We're going to have to find out. We are 1 week away from the semifinals. You mentioned Baconton. Coming up after the break, we are going to dive into the Blazers. Big win for the first time in school history. They are headed to the Final Four. We're going to break down that entire matchup between them and Irwin County when we come back. Back here on Sports Talk in our brand new, they call this the First Alert Weather Center. We're going to change it to the First Alert Center. We're going to change it to the First Alert Sports Center.
Totally.
This is ours. We're going to take this over. We're going to bring you a lot of different content. We're going to be here a lot. Blaze, let's talk about Baconton and Irwin County, a series between a team that has been rolling and a team that has been on a magical ride in the Irwin County Indians. Baconton able to get the sweep. Game one, we knew who was going to be on the bump, Hudson Coronati. Right. You've had a chance to see him and spend time with them, and he did it again. How impressed were you just with his performance once again to continue to carry this team through the playoffs?
He just goes up there and shoves. Like, I was talking to his dad, and his dad was like, no, he loves the game. He loves just being that dude. He loves these guys, and you can see it out there. He's having fun, and then he goes on behind the plate, and he does the same thing. Like, he's really fun to watch, really good kid, and I'm looking forward to keep watching them again, see what they're going to do in Lanier. That Coronati-Gano matchup is going to be crazy.
I think the biggest thing for me for this Baconton team in 2026 was the addition of Quentin Peterson to the middle of that lineup. This has been a team that's played a lot of small ball, winning games 3-1, 3-2. I mentioned that a lot. Quentin, 4 hits in game 2 yesterday. His bat in that lineup helps tremendously. And then when you can get guys like Daniel Cruz to hit, Victor Escuela to hit, it makes a huge, huge difference. And we saw that again last night against Irwin County. What do you think the impact of Q has against a team like Lanier County, who they're going to have to face when you can't just pitch around Coronati anymore?
Right. I mean, I really think the good thing about Q is he's going to deliver. He's going to do something. And if that lineup is on and their bats are even just a little bit hot, you can't get a break as a pitcher. It's just hit, walk. Like, they're always going to get on base. They're always going to do something. They're playing really good right now. And it's going to be hard for Gano, but I mean, we've seen what he can do. He's obviously that dude as well. So I think it's going to be a really good matchup. It might be no hits. It might be a no-hitter for both teams. Like,
that could be true. There should be a really good pitching. Yeah. Now, as we mentioned, this is Baconton's first time in the Final Four. They've been there a few times in the Elite Eight. First time getting over the hump. And Morgan Jackson was out at the game and got a chance to catch up with Coach and what that means and just how this team has kind of made it to this point. Take a listen.
How were y'all able to get over the hump this year?
We just focused on the road from November, doing small groups and putting in off-season work. And I've told them this is our goal. This is our goal. I don't care about the number of wins. We made our season harder this year for these moments like this, and it's the dog fights during the year have paid off for us right now.
Hudson Coronati, you can't say enough about him. In game 1, the way that he battled back, what did you learn about him if you didn't already know about him in this game?
That's who he is. He didn't have his greatest stuff today, and he found a way to compete and win. That's what he does, and then he hit a big bomb to seal the deal there in this last game.
You talk about that bomb. You just talk about the second game. 11 runs. How did y'all open it up like that?
We just fought. We had our mind. These guys locked in today. They've been locked in all week. They knew what time it was, so we're ready.
I'm sure you can guess who's next, even though I want you to enjoy this now. But how y'all enjoy this and just focus on the next game after tonight?
It's back to work. I'm going to let them celebrate tonight. It's back to work tomorrow. We got a big monster coming up next week, I'm sure. I haven't seen the scores, but either one of them's monsters, and we just want to play ball. Final Four. We're going to enjoy it.
And then, do you feel like your team has played their best baseball yet?
Tonight was some of their best. We hadn't got to that point until later in the season. These last 2 weeks, they've come through for us.
Anything off the top of your mind you guys have to work on?
Just the little things. Back to basics. We're still going to work on the basics like it's week 1 next week. So,
thank you, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Let's go! Yes, sir, Coach Long! Woo!
Blaze, you could just see the joy, the fun, coach. Just excited for this opportunity. Listening to that, what's your takeaway? What's your biggest takeaway?
Making history is always exciting. These guys, it's going to be something they're going to remember forever. They're going to tell their kids, we were the first team ever to make the Final Four. And I think that's so special. And just looking at these guys, looking at the dugout, the energy is always there. You can tell they really love each other. It's really a brotherhood over there at Baconton. And I think they deserve all this. And you also have to give Irwin their flowers. I mean,
that's where I'm going next. Irwin County's run has been really, really special.
Right.
Even yesterday, it's 4-0. They come back, make it 4-3, and Morgan texts me like, "Is it happening? Like, here we go again." Irwin just continues their never say die kind of mentality. This is a team that should be extremely proud of what they did. Peyton Reeves, first of all, on the bump in the game one, going facing off against Hudson Coronati, pitched really, really well, and then he also was really big at the plate for them. We talk about what this team, Irwin County Indians program, has been through. They have a rich history of being really good at baseball, and this was a team maybe that many didn't think could get to this point, and they were there. What does it say about the resilience of this squad?
They don't die, they don't quit. Like, they were always there, whether they're down 10, all of a sudden it's 9-10, and you're like, oh my God, they just came back. Like, they really proved something in this offseason. We talked about it yesterday. Their record didn't reflect that they deserve to be in the Elite Eight, but
they're in a tough region. I mean,
right.
You play Lanier and Charleston,
exactly.
all those guys.
But their just fight, their will, it proved that they belonged there, and they wanted to prove something to everyone. I think they did that, and obviously this isn't the season they wanted. They wanted to go all the way. Who doesn't want to go all the way? But they put up a fight, and you got to give them credit.
Brock Simpson, really big with the bat. Thad Royal, since he's come back, has been really big for them. They didn't hit the way they had been hitting, and I think that was the difference in this series. Coach Tankersley obviously got his 250th win earlier this season. He has to be extremely proud of what this team has done, and he was able to speak as well after the game.
First off, I was just so proud of this group. We went in the playoffs as a 4 seed and to upset a 1, and then to go up to Screven County and be down 10 runs and come back. Like you said, I don't think there's a lot of people thought we would be here, but so proud of the kids battling. There was a point in the year we weren't sure if we were going to make the playoffs. We were wondering if this was going to be the first team and, forever not to make it. But they dug deep, got in, and for us to be here in the Elite Eight, I couldn't be more proud of this group. And hats off to a better team that beat us today. But Irwin County, we'll bounce back. We've been doing this since the 1970s. So, when the time comes, we'll be ready to go.
Blaze, your biggest takeaway from what Coach Tankersley said there?
I mean, it's crazy that at one point he didn't think they were going to make the playoffs. That says it all. And then look at them now; they're in the Elite Eight. What do you think was the difference maker, kind of that midway through the season of no, we are a playoff team?
I think the belief. I think when you start to peel back the layers of that program, they have that rich tradition that we talked about. I think it was the belief. I think Coach Tankersley kind of showed them who they are, and like when we play clean baseball, we can be as good as anybody else. Every time I saw them struggle, it was errors. It was some mental breakdowns, and that's usually when you start to find yourself going down a rabbit hole. But down the stretch, they played really clean baseball, and I think that was the difference. You saw when you get down 10-0, it's easy to fold your shop up and go home, and they didn't do that. So really impressed with the effort out there in Osceola. Their fans have always been behind them. We're talking about the families dressing up like an Indians out there and stuff, representing Irwin County. I'm going to be out in Osceola tonight, by the way. But I just think this program has a lot to be happy about. That was a season that could have ended weeks ago.
Right.
And they made it to this point. They gave themselves an opportunity to win. And, yeah, that game 2 might have been a blowout, but game 1 was close. And had they taken game 1,
could have been different.
Shifted the entire series. So you have to what Irwin County was able to do this season. And obviously, going back to Baconton, they are now in the semifinals against Lanier County. That matchup will take place next week. And, of course, I will be there because Lanier County has been kind of the team I've been rocking with for like 4 years now and following them. And now Baconton comes in the mix, and I couldn't be more excited for that matchup. Coming up after the break, we are going to break down the Class A Division I Worth County Rams as they also get the sweep and make history in their program as well. Stick with us. Welcome back into Sports Talk. Worth County Rams, get it done, Blaze. Talk about it. You were there.
That was fun.
This team is good. Avery Kilcrease hit another home run. How good is this Worth County Rams baseball team?
They're really good. And honestly, Kilcrease didn't even have his day on the mound, what we were used to seeing. And obviously he delivered, at the plate. But it was just fun. The atmosphere, you can tell. Sylvester, they love themselves some Rams. Like, everyone was there. Everyone was having so much fun. The energy was just crazy. And how can the guys not be pumped up when they got everyone in their community, cheering them on, rocking with them? And again, making history, it's so special. And Lyndon Worthy, what is he going to just have? Well, he needs to get another
everything.
hand.
He does everything. Quarterback.
Yeah, he's just Ring City. I mean, this is so exciting for them, and it was a great game. It was a great game.
There's never been a doubt that Worth County was a team that was going to be reckoned with in these state playoffs. Last year, they fell a little bit shorter than they wanted to. This year, they knew they had one of the best arms in the state, and that they were going to bring back a pretty quality lineup, and they've delivered each and every series. This is going to be a tough out for anybody. They might play Fitzgerald. We'll see what happens in tonight's series. And those two have already met, and they had a little bit of a battle. That was an intense game.
Yeah, Worth took the series.
Worth did take the series. But those games were close. I was at one of those games. It was a tough matchup, so that should be fun if that happens. But what Worth County has been able to do this year, that Brady Weaver and Brody Hancock and, all of them. Really, I mean, Colby Griffiths, all these guys have delivered in the biggest moments, and really happy for Coach Smith and what they're doing out there in Sylvester. If you had to venture to guess, what is going to be the biggest key for them to finish the job?
I think the top of that lineup needs to keep doing what they're doing. I mean, if you guys tuned in at 11 yesterday to watch Aaron's show, my entire highlight was like Griffiths, Kilcrease, Rogers, Griffiths, Kilcrease, Rogers.
Yeah, Luke Rogers was big.
It was crazy. Luke Rogers, it was insane. So I think if they continue to deliver, and again, Kilcrease wasn't like insane on the mound in what we've seen, but they still pulled away. No doubt they were going to win. It was great. So I think those bats hot at the top of the lineup paired with Kilcrease dealing, forget about it.
Yeah, big time win there for Worth County. They sweep the series. They also clinch their first Final Four in program history. That'd be crazy if they go football state championship and a baseball state championship. That'll be really, really exciting. We are not done yet. We have one special treat. It was signing day, even though we're getting to the end of the school year. We had a big signing out in Moultrie. We're going to talk about that after the break. We're back here on Sports Talk. All right, Blaze, enough of the baseball talk. We had a very special day out in Moultrie. Another signing day. Yeah, that's right.
Another one.
I know. Every single week, it seems like. But we love signing day. And this one was special because it wasn't just football signings or basketball signings. Like, it encompassed everything. And let's just say Colquitt County continues to produce a lot of talent.
One more last round of applause for all of our student athletes.
I want to give a huge thanks to my mom. Without you, none of this would be possible at all.
I changed my major to middle grades education. I want to be the person that students can come and talk to. Like, I've had a community here in Colquitt County. I just want to be somebody else that was to me, like Mr. Anderson, Coach Harden, Coach Cat, everybody.
I am thrilled and excited to continue my academic and athletic career at Burton Parker.
I first want to start off by thanking God for letting me continue my wrestling career in a college division. I know it's not going to be easy, but as long as I'm with Him, all things are possible.
I'm thankful for my family, my mom, my dad. You've been there with me since day one, and it's been a long road, and I'm excited what the future has in store for me at Georgia Southern.
I think all my coaches that I've had throughout my soccer career, they always hold me accountable, pouring their time, effort, belief in me, because they helped me reach this moment where I'm at right now, and everything they taught me, I'll take with me back to the next level.
To my coaches, and especially Coach Harden, thank you for sticking with me since I moved down to Colquitt, for pushing me, believing in me, and being there every step of the way.
I also like to thank my friends and family that have helped me throughout this journey. With that being said, I'm very excited to enter this next chapter of my life and continue my athletic and academic career in New York with the United States Merchant Marine Academy.
It's very important that we treat all of our kids just the same, whether it be a football scholarship or a golf scholarship. It's just as important to us in the athletic department for either one. So we're really proud of these guys. It's a special occasion to be able to put that many kids on the floor and just honor those kids for the hard work and dedication that they've accomplished throughout their career.
All right, you heard it there. Cleve Edwards, super proud of everything that's going on in Moultrie. We have to get out to some soccer, or we're already out at soccer. We have to get out to some soccer. Thomasville, Irwin County girls in action. A spot for a state championship on the line. We're going to have all those highlights coming up at 11. Blaze, you're going to be in the Rose City.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be out in Ocilla, and we hope you can join us back here tomorrow night. No, tomorrow night for Sports Talk. We will be back tomorrow night for the Locker Room Report.
Late night
at 11 p.m. Make sure you join us. We will have highlights from GIAA. Also, highlights from Atkinson County's semifinal matchup on the GHSA soccer side. Thank you for joining us. She's Mackenzie Blaze, of course. I'm Aaron Mukes. We will see you guys tomorrow night.